Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Oh So Curious Times DCU Daily. Oh my God, we have so much news. Not quite as much as yesterday. This isn't going to be another 7-hour show. We swear. It's just me and Liz today, so it's going to be nice and short. So don't you guys worry. It's not going to be that long. We're going to get through this quick. We have so many movie reviews, so many previews, so many trailers talking about Marvel, talking about, of course, Superman. Of course, we have a tier list for Tier List Tuesdays. So get pumped for that. And then we have just all the things to be talked about. A lot of quick hits, lots of great things. But, I have to, eventually play the Oh So Curious intro. So let's do that and then get into the show proper. Oh my God, the greatness that is the news. And before we truly start, we have to introduce my lovely co-host, Liz. Liz, how are you doing on this wonderful day?
I'm well. Hello, everybody. It's great to see y'all. I'm in a really noisy chair tonight, and I apologize, but my back needed a change, so here we
Hey,
are.
I've burped and blown my nose on camera by accident and on purpose. So it's fine. Hi, Manos. How you doing?
Hey, everybody.
So it's gonna be a wonderful night. Are you pumped for all the news stories and all of the movie reviews we're gonna be doing on this fine evening, or are you just be like, let's get this shit over with? I'm done.
I mean, no, I'm excited for all of it. I'm excited, especially to talk about the films that we have seen over the weekend. There's some good stuff out there, gang. So hopefully y'all get out to the theater and check some stuff out for sure.
Hell yeah! And why don't we properly get the show started with the news with our boy Ryan Gosling? So let's hit it.
It doesn't seem to matter what I do. I'm always number two.
All right, mister, I need to paint my abs on to get nominated. You don't see Robert Downey doing that.
You're kidding.
Robert
You're
Downey.
kidding. I can't open the envelope without the...
Warner Brothers is heading back into the Matrix with a new movie in the works.
Wonder what other surprises are in store.
I want to be Bruce Wayne.
I like that. And you're gonna love me.
There's the shot right there. That.
Okay, we don't need to see Colin.
Right there.
You look ridiculous.
Well, not no more, he don't.
What, dude? I can barely understand you. Your accent's insane.
What the needs now?
Give me a hand up. Nope, I'm actually okay. Thank you very much. Oh, wow. Wow.
Well, the first thing to start out with the news, I mean, it's kind of news, but it's under the news, even though it's not usually the news. And we're gonna be talking about our movie reviews. I don't know, weird day. This is how Dan planned it. So we're gonna just gotta get to it. Let's talk about Lilo and well, you got to talk about Lilo since I haven't seen it. So you go on ahead and rant on it, love it, hate it. I don't know what you liked about it. So have at it.
John, I will say it's not a shot-for-shot remake, which I know you're not a huge fan of. They do actually add some different elements to the story. Surprisingly, though, Hannah Waddingham voices one of the aliens. So I know a lot of people were like, why can't Ving Rhames reprise his role in the film? It was really disappointing that he wasn't a part of it. Everyone was like, oh, well, he was doing Mission. Hannah Waddingham was doing Mission too, gang, and she was in it just as much as Ving Rhames was. So Ving, you got no excuse, buddy. You totally could have done this. Maybe they didn't ask him. I don't know. But I will say, you guys, I love this movie. I loved this movie so much. They did such a good job with it. I can't. I just can't. If you liked the original Lilo and Stitch, I implore you to go see this. Again, they do throw some extra things in there. They change up one of the characters, especially storyline in particular. He's adorable. Look at how cute he is. Look at how cute he is. That's all I could think the entire film. I was just, I want a Stitch in my life. He's just so adorable. It was so much fun. There is a scene where we think we're losing Stitch, and I swear to you, there was a 3-year-old girl in my theater bawling her eyes out. She was, it was precious. Thankfully, spoiler alert, he did not pass away. So she was good about that. It was all great. It was a happy ending all around. But if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. You have to go see this. You have to go see this. They had all the wonderful, delightful, amazing elements that you expect from the original film. And like I said, they twisted it up a little bit, changed the storyline up a little bit to give you even more feels. I don't know how to describe it, but to really kind of get you involved with these characters and care not only about Stitch, but about Lilo and her family, her Ohana. So you guys, they did such a tremendously good job with this. It's stupid. So if you're a fan, please check it out. I implore you. I absolutely adore this movie. I'm actually hoping to see it again in theaters because it was such a good time. It really, really was. It made me feel so good. And there she is, the beautiful Hannah Waddingham. So you guys, just I implore you, go see it. They did an exceptionally good job with this film. They really did. That popcorn rating, the popcorn meter is good, but the tomato rater, whatever it's called, I don't agree with that, the 71%, but what have you. Oh, well.
Very nice. I mean, it's fun to make jokes about, though.
Manos is asking, what are my thoughts about the villain change? A lot of people didn't like it, but there's other that didn't mind. I didn't mind it because at the end of the day, it's not about the big bad. It's about Lilo and Stitch and, forming their Ohana, and that's all that matters. And I will say it was really, really nice. The original film, yes, it takes place in Hawaii, but this film, I felt like they brought more of the culture. They used more, Maui Hawaiian language. And can I mention the gentleman, and of course I don't have his name on the top of my head, who was in the very first Disney live action, the Jungle Book film. He is in this. He has a cameo, and I was like, yes, thank you. I was like, holy crap, Jungle Book. He's like, so that was really, really cool that Disney kind of brought it back and made that connection back to their original live action film. So, just you guys, again, if you're a fan of the original film, I implore you to see it. If you've never seen it, this is a good place to start too. A friend that I went with had never seen the original film and he loved it just as much. So it's just, they did a really, really good job with it. That's all I can say.
And remember,
you don't turn your back on family.
Even though Nani kind of did, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I'm glad you liked. Jungle Book 2016 was great. Although I agree with Mac, I'm gonna stick with the original Lilo and Stitch because that's
all right.
I wanted
made me want to watch the original over again.
I wanted Liz to finish. So but let's not get too caught up with this.
Sorry, right, dude, you are correct. Tia Carrere, who was the original voice of the older sister Nani, she is in the film. She plays the social worker in the film. So again, they made all of the right moves. Again, disappointing that Ving Rhames wasn't back to reprise his role, but they did a great job with it. They really did.
Yeah. So let's move on from one film review to the other. Next, talk about going from really light to very dark. Try not to spoil this because I still want to try and see this because I like Tim Robinson.
I will not spoil it. I'm trying not to give too much away for anything. I mean, if you saw the trailer for this, guys, you'll understand the entire movie was cringe. The entire movie, you are just uncomfortable. So Tim Robinson plays a really awkward guy. He's successful. He has a family. He has a great job, but he's kind of a loner. Doesn't really socialize with many people. Doesn't really get invited to socialize and to do things. Whereas his wife is, very social. She's got a business that she's trying to get off the ground. She survived cancer, so she's kind of like in the next stage of her life, trying to start that next chapter and move on from the stressful battle of that she medical battle that she had fighting cancer, and he's just kind of adrift and just hanging out. One day Paul Rudd moves into his neighborhood. They meet, and his wife says, why don't you go hang out with the guy? Paul has a well-established group of friends already. They get one another. They have inside jokes. They've already bonded, and Tim is trying to get in on that action, and unfortunately he does it very awkwardly and makes a lot of missteps, and kind of blows the whole friendship up, and just continues to try to get back in Paul Rudd's good graces by making more and more horrible decisions that end up also affecting his family, his livelihood, and towards the film he starts to kind of get better and redeem himself, and you're thinking, oh, okay, he's going to turn this around, it's going to be fine, and then he does his thing and makes more mistakes and puts himself in awkward situations and uncomfortable situations over again. The person sitting behind me loved it, laughed their tail off the entire time. I was like really uncomfortable throughout the majority of it, because it's just one of those, you're like, why? Like, stop doing things, stop saying things, like, just sit there. But it was good, it was interesting, especially if you're a fan of Tim Robinson and anything that he's been a part of, then this movie is for you, for sure. I don't know that I would see it again. I think the one was enough for me, because again, I'm not a huge fan of like cringe-worthy productions, but hey, my audience loved it, so I'm sure that you guys would dig it as well.
Nice. I know that a lot of people compared this to both The Cable Guy and I Love You Man, which is like, this is sort of like the inverse of I Love You Man, which also features Paul Rudd, which I'm sure wasn't an accident. How it's just like kind of like a dark version of that, and also like the weirdness of the friendship of like the Cable Guy. So
yeah, I would say
that's like the vibe I got, and
yeah,
I'm still
the entire film
is
very awkward and clumsy. Yeah, so that's fair.
So yeah, it's
I'm just shocked that the tomato, the certified fresh, whatever it is, it's higher than Lilo and Stitch. That's wild to me, but hey, completely different audience. So
yeah, I think this definitely looks interesting. I like, from what little I've seen of Tim Robinson, like I haven't like sat down and like watched his show, but like I've seen like clips here and there, and it's definitely that weird brand of humor that I think I kind of like. So I think I would probably like this, but I have not seen it just yet. But hopefully I'll be able to eventually. And then the big, and then we're not going to get into the super big thing later on, where both of us will be talking about it. But that is it for the time being of movie reviews. We're going to be going into now trailers and going from family to friendship back to family. We will be talking about, Downton Abbey. That's going to be, the big thing. Now, I don't watch the show. I know my family watches the show. They watched all the movies. I just have no interest, but like, hey, Liz, do you have any interest in Downton Abbey? Do you care?
Yeah, I sure do. I love the show. I've seen all of the films in theaters. I never want it to end. I don't want to say goodbye. I love the entire cast. I love all of the actors, but this one looks really special, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be good.
Do you think, are you like worried it's going to end on like a crappier note than you would think? Or do you like trust them that it'll end okay?
No, I think they're going to be very thoughtful, and because we are. It looks as though we're saying goodbye. It looks as though everybody's moving out of Downton. So that's going to be just emotional in itself. But no, I think they're going to
also no longer, we don't have Maggie Smith. Was she
correct
in the last one, or did she
was
pass?
Yes, the last
one
was.
I wasn't sure when the
up
last
to her.
movie was, so there's
Yeah,
that
the
as
last
well,
film
where
pretty much was the entire plot was pretty much around her character, and then she does pass away at the end of that film. Spoiler alert. But thankfully they timed it pretty well, because then she ended up passing away about a year or so later.
so
Um,
okay. I'm sure that
yeah,
this film will, unless like unless the release schedule was in line with it, but they'll probably do like a in loving memory or something like that. But
yeah, I'm sure. And
very
you'll see there's her portrait is in the trailer in the house, so I'm sure they're going to make references to her character often as well.
yes. But yeah, I'm sure all of the Downton Abbey fans are going to be happy, but also sad at the same time. It's finally, over. It is truly the grand finale,
Yeah,
and Hugh Bonneville can then move on to making more Paddington sequels, and that's the thing I'm
right.
excited about. But it's just one of those shows I'm just like kind of not really interested in. Like, if you like it, that's
Yeah.
cool. It's just like it's not my thing, but I understand
Well,
like the
it cracks me
cultural
up because every time
storm.
they made a movie, I was thinking that was the end, and then they surprised me a couple years later, and they're like, "Oh, this is the last movie." Oh, now that so I'm assuming that they're saying this is the grand finale, but
It
now I
is.
feel
I
like
mean,
who knows? Like they might
we're
turn around
getting
and
the
yeah, we've got
final
another idea.
reckoning. We're
Yeah,
getting the grand finale. We're getting allegedly the final of all the things. So
yeah. We'll
we'll
see.
see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
Manos is asking, do you need to watch the show to watch the movies?
Um, you don't. I would say you do need to watch the other movies before seeing this one, however, because the other films, at least in the showing for the most recent film that came out, that still, like I said, featured Maggie Smith, Dame Maggie Smith, they do give you like a recap of the show, like leading up to that point, like kind of like a check-in of like where the family is now compared to where they started. I would assume that would be a part of if you whatever streaming network you watch the other films on. I don't know 100%, but I would say at the very least watch the other films before you see this
Doing
one.
good. Doing very good. Nice to see you, Hosea. If it makes bank, they will have a grander finale.
I mean, and John Favreau was just in an interview where he was asked about these remakes and these sequels and these prequels and going back to everybody's talking about there's nothing original anymore. And he's like, it's because we don't have the attention span anymore. And it makes perfect sense when you think about it. He's like, especially this generation right now, they're used to 15-second, 30-second clips. The only thing that people have interest in is things that they know are going to pay off. So we're now flocking to what's familiar to us because we just simply don't have the attention span to absorb anything new or to care about anything new. It's a shame, but I see it, and we see it at the box office. I mean, look at how
Yeah.
much money
I mean,
Lilo and Stitch raked in,
look at and Mission Impossible and
Yeah.
even Karate Kid did okay.
Yeah.
Not like comparably it did poorly, but like in the scheme of things, it did get its money back. So
Yeah.
and it was against two huge titans of Lilo and Stitch and Tom Cruise's ego. So
Yep.
so we do have that, but it's just like we have so many shows and movies that are just going back to like who asked for a fucking Malcolm in the Middle reboot? Like
Not me, babe.
nobody. So I will pick on Tom however I damn well please. Who's Tom?
Oh yeah, go please do.
Oh, yeah. Who's Tom? What are you talking about? He's not Tom. It's not just Tom. You have to say Tom Cruise. It's like Charlie Brown. You have to say Tom Cruise, or else like Tom. Who's Tom? Come on, Tom Cruise. Anyway, let's move on to another thing. Our favorite penguin. Apparently, there's
Penguin
this is
and
a
Harley
romance thing with Margot Robbie called The Big Bold Beautiful Journey. What are your thoughts on this? Because I don't care.
The trailer looks really interesting. I implore you guys to check it out. They are two strangers that meet at some, I think it's and their GPSs take over and bring them back together and send them on this big, bold, beautiful journey. And they find random doors that are familiar to them in some way in the middle of the woods. And they walk through each door and it takes them to a different part of their lives. So it's
Interesting.
it's kind of interesting, and they go through that journey together. They each get to see a different segment of one another's lives, and basically what led them to the point where they meet. So it looks maybe like a romance. It's definitely a fantasy, but I don't know what to make of it just yet. I'm curious enough though to want to check it out. So yeah.
Maybe. I'm just sick of Margot Robbie, so I might see it for Colin Farrell, but
Oh,
probably
poor
not.
Margot Robbie.
Oh my god, she's crying. She's crying. It's like the Woody Harrelson meme where he's like dapping his fucking eyes with $100 bills. Yeah, poor Margot Robbie. She's
Well,
crying all
it's
the way to the
interesting to me
bank.
because, Colin has his Irish accent, but yet Margot is still playing an American. I'm curious to see when she's ever going to play an Australian again, but oh well.
Never. Because like we don't like I'm willing to bet you that nobody knows she's actually Australian. Like she's never used I think
The
the last
Australians
time
know.
she used that accent was when she like before all the plastic surgery. I mean before like her career blew up. So
Sheesh.
so you know,
Sheesh.
so I don't think she will ever play an Australian ever again. But that's beside the point. This is like the next one is like the most interesting thing I want to talk about, for better or for worse, is there's this
Ooh,
animated where so I was like kind of into it, like I like the vibe. I'm like, okay,
yes.
this sounds cool. An
This
animated
trailer is
werewolf
not
movie,
safe
Dog of
for work. I
God.
will tell
It
you all right now.
debuts.
This trailer is not safe
It
for work. Hide your
yeah,
kids.
it's debuts wild trailer with Hitler lookalike getting tortured. I'm like, okay, I'm in it with that. There you go, boom. But I watched her. I'm like, okay, this seems like right up my alley, and you were also like, this is right up your alley, John. I'm like, okay. And I watched it and I'm like, ew. Like, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
I like boobs as much as the next guy, but like this is nothing but boobs. This
A lot
is
of
nothing
boobs, a lot of
but
peen,
dick
lot of peen,
and
lot of
butts. And
peen.
it's just like, here's the thing, like, I understand like animated movies like are only seen as for kids stuff. I get that, and you want to show like animated, because the thing is animation is not a genre, it is a medium, it is a way to make a movie. And I want more movies that showcase, well, outside of anime, that showcase stuff for adults, and I'm cool with that. But the way this is like I like the premise and I like the ideas, but it's just like this just is just throwing all the things that you like. Look how edgy it is. Look how much we can do in like animation.
Yeah.
Look at this little indie project that can do whatever we
Well,
want because it's like
for
it's like
I mean, for me, it was, yeah, like you said, it's a lot of boobs and a lot of peen, but it tells you nothing of the story. Like, so it's supposed to be a werewolf movie. There's no werewolves in sight. There's no reference to werewolves. You have no idea what the story is. It's just a lot of people being sexually assaulted and tortured and dark, dark subject matter, but you don't know what the context for any of it is.
yeah,
So, and being able to see boobs and peen and butts in a
exactly.
trailer, I also thought was really strange. I'm like, so because it's animated, they get away with it? I don't feel like that's how that works, but it was,
Yeah, like
again,
I
it's
don't
one
mind.
I plan to go see, and maybe it's because of the trailer. Maybe the trailer is actually what lost me with this, but it was an interesting choice they made to put it together like that.
I so like maybe I'll see it, but it's just like the vibe I get is just like it's what it's similar to the trailer for Bring Her Back, where it was like it's trying way too hard to like look at how edgy we are, um look how much look how much we can do, look how much look how much we can reveal. I don't mind a trailer that doesn't showcase much of the story. I mean, look at like the Superman trailer, the first teaser that showed nothing of the story, and I was okay with that. So like, and especially horror movies where like you really got to toe the line in terms of what story to show and what to not show. Like literally, the greatest trailer that was ever made was the Alien trailer, and that did not reveal anything about the story. So I think like you can show that, but it's just like it doesn't make me interested. It's just like weird and not interesting to me. It's like if I want boobs, there's Pornhub. Like, I will go watch porn. Like, I don't need to see like weird torture porn stuff in this disguised as like this intriguing werewolf like period piece kind of movie.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, I will say I mean, I liked Sausage Party. I thought that was funny, but I don't like how the animators were treated. That was bullshit, but I thought that was funny. Yeah, there lots of. I mean, I don't mind an animated dong. It's just like there's like no context here.
Y'all need to watch the trailer to understand what we're talking about.
So I think like, but even there's like a certain line you have to do for like. I feel like I don't mind lack of story in trailers, and some of the best trailers don't have a story to them. But like, I feel like with this, it's like there's no context for anything, and it's just scenes of stuff. And this seems like artsy, pretentious crap. This seems like Ari Aster's Dog of God. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this, and that's not a good thing. Dog of God. It's on the screen right here. Boom. There we go. Dog of God. The trailer was released on, I think, on like Vimeo or something. It's like a very like underground indie movie, so it's like not like available everywhere. So, the movie is a Pornhub where, yeah, but like I'll go watch it like on Pornhub, like not like
or read the book,
app like it's trying to do. So I don't know. It's just like I don't know if this is gonna be my thing. It's just like I hate horror movies that are like trying way too hard to be taken seriously and to be taken like, oh look, and then because that's it, what it ends up being more juvenile. Like, all the adult cartoons nowadays end up being more juvenile because
you're sitting there going hee hee boobs.
Words we have. Look at how much like near nudity we have. Look at like the Harley Quinn animated show is a huge example as to and or like like Paradise PD, whatever the fuck that was. Like there was like a bunch of like Big Shot, like there was a bunch of like animated Netflix crap that was like, oh look like how edgy, like Modern Family Guy, like look how edgy can we possibly get without doing anything interesting with that. And that's the vibe I get from this, which is unfortunate because like I was hooked from like, and then the trailer lost me. As you said, the trailer lost me, and I'm just like, maybe I'll see it, but like, no. BoJack Horseman like actually was well written. The Boys is another good example, although that's not animated. But like, that's like, how edgy can we get without like having anything clever within our story? So, I never watched The F Word. I mean, it's Bill Burr, so I love Bill Burr. So I don't know, but yeah. I don't know about this, but if you guys want to watch it, then by all means. Now we're going back to movie reviews with Jane Austen Wrecked My Life. Thoughts on this?
This was a cute little one. I caught it yesterday. Okay, with the music.
I don't know. That's the one that was on, so like, whatever.
It's actually a French film, which you don't really get from the trailer. I had seen the trailer a couple of times, and they don't really make it obvious that it's a French film, but it takes place in Paris and then in London. It's about a woman in her 30s who just feels like she was born in a different era. She doesn't do the apps. She doesn't go out to bars. She likes to read. She's an aspiring writer. She works at a bookshop with her best friend who is just chasing women all the time. So they talk about romance, they talk about love, they talk about relationships. He sends her work off to a writing residency in England, and she gets accepted. She goes out there, she meets a guy that's kind of annoying, and then turns out to be the love of her life. So it's a sweet little, like I said, it's definitely a chick flick for sure. But I enjoyed it. The acting was great, and again, there is subtitles, thankfully, so even if you don't speak French, you'll be all right. But no, it was a really nice film, and a good one to check out. Yeah, got pretty good ratings, certified fresh. So if you like movies like that, I recommend you check it out.
maybe all the Jane Austen fans will be pishy at that, but you know, that's how
Well,
it
she
be, I
goes to a
guess.
Jane Austen residency, and it turns out that the guy right here in the picture, in the film anyway, is Jane Austen's great 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 grand niece or grand nephew. So that's kind of a subplot in the film.
Gotcha. But yeah, go check out those films. But now we have to get that music off and turn on the other music because we're gonna get into the quick hits, guys. So let's get into. Nobody can. I can't hear it. I'm just gonna say I can't hear your chair squeaking, so don't you worry about that.
Okay, great. I won't.
But yeah, let's get into super duper quick hits. It'll actually be quick. First quick hit. Talk about Michael B. Sweaty. I mean what? I mean oily. I mean what? Anyway, Michael B. Jordan says Denzel Washington told him to limit his online presence to avoid overexposing himself to audiences. Why would they pay to see you on a weekend if they see you all week for free? What are your thoughts on this? You were just talking about like the modern era of attention spans and all that, so it's interesting how you mentioned that before this story. So yeah, thoughts.
I mean, it's a fair comment to make. I think James Gunn is doing the opposite, but he's at the helm of a production studio. He's not an actor in the production studio, so yeah, I don't think that's a terrible thing. Why buy the milk when you get the cow for free kind of deal, but or vice versa. But at the same time, I think lately at least Denzel has been feeling himself a little too much. Like, yeah, he's great and all, and he's done wonderful things, but like, babe. So I hope Michael B takes it as it is, but also does his own thing too, and does what feels right for him and for his career. We'll see what happens. I mean, both of them are giants and doing big things, so I guess he's not wrong to heed his advice either. I mean, look at how much I've been shitting on RDJ lately because of all this doomsday stuff. So I mean, I get it,
Yeah, I kind of weirdly agree with this because I feel like, the heart yearns, the distance makes the heart grow fonder or whatever the hell. So like, I feel like that is something to think about because there's so many celebrities that are like, yeah, I don't want to be online. Like Daniel Radcliffe is another way. It's like, I don't want to be online. And like Keanu Reeves, I don't want to be online. So that's like a fair assessment. And I think I kind of agree with that. Like maybe have like a little bit of a presence, but not too much, because then you are going to get overexposed. And especially in this climate of like Gen Zers, I hate to I'm not throwing them under the bus. It's just like, that's like the world we're like in. That's just like a fact, how they're online. I'm technically Gen Z, so like chronically online, that's the whole thing. And then as well as kind of the growing Gen Alpha, they're like online. They're not interested in movies anymore. We've talked about this many times, how it's like they're not interested in movies, so it's like get them back to the movies by like minimizing the online presence. So I think that is definitely a smart thing for many celebrities that are, at least for actors. So I think that makes sense. It's
definitely been working for Michael B because, when the trailer for Sinners came up, it was like, oh yeah, wow, it's been a minute since we've seen him, and it's good to see him doing something completely different. And so it's certainly a strategy that seems to be paying off at this time.
Yeah, most definitely. But before this gets too long, next thing. Meryl Streep to return for Only Murders in the Building. Season 5, the actress will reprise her role as Loretta Durkin, who tied the knot with Martin Short's Oliver Putnam at the end of season 4. Thoughts?
I mean, it makes sense. She marries Martin Short's character, so why wouldn't she make an appearance again? I love Only Murders. I'm excited. This is the one show that I do keep up with, so hooray. Good for them. Good for her. Good for them.
I don't watch the show, so cool for Meryl Streep. Cool
you might actually like it, John. I recommend it. It's
everyone in my life has wanted to recommend it. Well, except my parents. They say it's shitty now, but they still watch it because reasons. So I don't know. But whatever it is, maybe I'll watch it eventually. But Pedro is being talked about in the chat. And speaking of Pedro, we have Fantastic Four. Well, not Pedro, but Matt Shackman reveals the magical comics that inspired the film in small and large ways. And that was mainly the Fantastic Four Solve Everything arc, where the volume, which goes on sale June 3rd, is a streamlined collection of Fantastic Four comics published between 2009 and 2011. Written by Jonathan Hickman with art by Dale Eaglesham, Neil Edwards, and Steve Epting, and cover art by Joe Quesada. And Shackman is, did a forward for it because these are the comics that inspired the movie, much like what Superman is doing with that collection that's going to come in either late June or early July, that has Superman for All Seasons, Kingdom Come, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, and All-Star Superman. So they're doing a very similar thing here, which is, I think, a really smart choice. Hopefully getting people back into comics. Unlikely, but we can only hope. Thoughts on this, even though I know you don't read comics? Thoughts?
Yep. Good for him.
Yeah, I think this is definitely a smart move, and hopefully this will get people inspired to read more of this. But next thing, Fantastic Four, tickets on sale tomorrow. So Marvel Studios, the Fantastic Four First Steps arrives at theaters July 25th. So you can get your tickets tomorrow. Are you going to be getting your... Okay, Dan, yeah. Calm down. Are you going to be... because I usually don't tend to do advanced tickets. I might have to for Fantastic Four, and obviously Superman, because that's gonna be sold out. So, So do you do?
Yeah, I mean, I know my schedule. I know my schedule a whole year in advance, so I know when I can do things. So yeah, I'll get them ahead of time for sure. I always try to score Dolby as early as possible. So.
And I somebody said Ben is doing the iconic Anthony Mackie face. This producer is genuinely fantastic. Yeah, he's doing the face, so love that. Keep on keeping on with Marvel, although with your favorite actor now, as you just mentioned, Liz, Robert Downey Jr. Feige said that Avengers Doomsday will focus on the Avengers, Wakandans, Fantastic Four, Thunderbolts / New Avengers, and the original X-Men, all fighting Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom. Are you excited or are you worried?
I mean, just go ahead and give everything away. I would have preferred a surprise. I like surprises. Again, we saw the chair set up. We know who's going to be in it, but at the same time, I don't tell me the Wakandans are going to be there. Don't tell, I don't know. It's kind of annoying, but whatever. I mean, they have to market it somehow, but I don't think they're making the right decisions at this moment.
And we appreciate that, Hosea. Way to go. But yeah, so I like this guy. So basically it's Endgame again with just a little different LMAO. So yeah, sounds about right. But yeah. Next up, apparently Spider-Man Brand New Day will be marketed as a Hulk versus Spider-Man movie, according to several insiders, so you definitely know it's 100% real, including Nexus Point News and an attendee of the recent Disney merch conference. Spider-Man Brand New Day will be marketed as a Spider-Man versus Hulk movie. Reports also indicate that Mark Ruffalo is set to reprise his role as Bruce Banner with a Savage Hulk portrayed as the film's primary antagonist in its promotional campaign. Thoughts?
I mean, it'll be interesting. As we know, Spider-Man right now has no one in his life, has no friends, no one has any recollection of who he is or what role he played in Endgame. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. If it is true, if for some reason he's on Hulk's bad side, which is going to be, again, I'm not sure how we're going to do this. Are we going to do a multiverse kind of thing or something? But we'll see what happens. I love Tom Holland. I love Spider-Man. So we'll see what happens.
I think this is absolutely fucking stupid. And if this is true, I'm going after Kevin Feige myself.
Okay.
So, and by the way, we got a Spider-Man versus Hulk movie before a Wolverine versus Hulk movie. Thanks for that. Anyway, still going on with the Brand New Day stuff. Apparently, Nicole Kidman is reportedly being eyed to play the female villain in Spider-Man Brand New Day. Although she does have red hair here, so a lot of people are thinking that she's going to be maybe an alternate MJ, but whatever is the case, probably not. Who knows? What are your thoughts on this?
I mean, cool. I think she'd do a good job with it. It's nice to see her do things other than the AMC intros blow my brains out. So yeah, I'm down for it.
Yeah. If she says yes, because I can't imagine she will, but cool if that's the case. Anywho.
Yeah, but who would have thought Susan Sarandon was going to show up in a DC film? So you never know.
That's true. Warner Brothers Discovery shareholders reject David Zaslav's $51.9 million pay, but it's a symbolic vote. Shareholders voted against the compensation packages for the CEO and other top executives by a sizable margin. Nearly 60% think he's overpaid. Nature is healing, guys. Thoughts on this, Liz?
It's like you said, it's just a ceremonial vote. It actually doesn't change anything at all. So,
but I'm just saying,
will be millionaires, and good for him. I mean, I agree. I completely agree. It's why do we pay these people these exorbitant amounts of money? Meanwhile, the folks that are actually doing the work have to go on strike in order to get paid what they're owed. It's ridiculous.
Oh, that's an interesting. Maybe she's playing Silver Sable. That would be an interesting thing for Brand New Day. That would be really interesting. I liked her in the Spider-Man game, so something like that could be really cool. Oh, can I rant for a sec? The idiots who say James Gunn is all over the marketing, have no idea. General audiences have to know that Zack Snyder is doing DC movies for now, so promoting James Gunn makes sense. I don't know what you're kind of saying. Is not doing DC movies for now. Okay. Also, hello, Antonio. I mean, yeah, like, here's the thing. People know who James Gunn is. People know that he is the director of the, like, one of the most revered sub-franchises of the MCU in recent memory. So, of course, he would be fucking over the marketing. All over the marketing. Because we're living in an age where, like, people don't really trust Superman and don't really trust, like, this vision. So they're like, okay, let's showcase the guy who did Guardians. That makes sense. Let's have him. And he's like, and plus he's the head, so he can do whatever the fuck he wants. But, like, he's, pushing, it's like the Guardians guy. So if you're, like, on the fence and you're like, oh, I like the Guardians movies, I'm going to go see this. Because, like, you have the Snyder heads that are like, oh, Superman shouldn't be light and fun, even though that's what he has been for the last 80 years. You have all the people that are like, oh, Superman is boring, Superman's overpowered, he's not interesting. So that's like, okay, this is them trying to at least maybe people on the fence that are like getting that. Yeah, Kevin Feige does the same. Like, Kevin Feige is also, he's not marketing the movies like James Gunn is, but at the same time, you can do whatever fuck he wants. It's like, it's whatever. Who cares? Anyway, let's get this fucker off the screen. So going to Harry Potter TV series star Nick Frost promises his Hagrid is never going to try and be Robbie Coltrane. Frost said he sees the character as a lovely, lost, violent, funny, warm child. Yeah. I think that's an interesting take. I think that's an interesting way to take it. What are your thoughts on this, Liz?
I mean, it makes sense that he would make that comment because I'm sure that is a big concern for a lot of people. However, I'm more than positive that he could pull off the voice and mimic Robbie Coltrane's Hagrid. So I'm actually kind of bummed about that because it would be kind of cute to hear coming from him. But I can understand. Again, he recognizes that Robbie has left some huge shoes to fill, and he's trying not. Yeah. And he's trying not to stomp all over that and make people forget about his amazing role. So, I'm glad he came out right away and said that. I think the haters are gonna hate regardless, but it was good that he was kind of upfront and he was like, listen, I understand who I'm kind of following here. So it makes sense. But I love both of them. I love Nick. I think Nick was a great choice for this role. So I'm interested to see how he does.
Definitely hit the like button, guys. But yeah, I'm still on the fence if I'm actually going to watch this or not, but I'm glad he's doing his own thing. So yeah. Next up, apparently, forgot to zoom in on that one. Apparently Jackie Chan says Shanghai Dawn, the third movie, what would be the third movie in the Shanghai franchise is in the works. The script is still going on. Thoughts on this? Are you a fan of the other two films? Are you not?
I think I saw the first one. I certainly don't remember the second one if I did see it. I mean, Jackie Chan is still kicking ass. Ralph Macchio was just talking about him in Karate Kid Legends, and he was like, listen, Jackie is there before everybody else. He leaves after everyone else. He sets up cameras. He sets up lights. Like, he is still very much a part of the movie making process. He still acts like he's 15 years old. So why not? I mean, this guy is going to be out acting a lot of people for a really long time. So if he's into it, if the script works, if Owen's going to come back for it, hey, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, it's Shanghai Noon and Shanghai. I know they tried to get Shanghai, the third movie, off the ground for years. So curious how they're going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to watch it. I haven't seen the other two movies, and
yeah, I think I saw Shanghai Noon.
Yes. So obviously we'll see. But apparently, going to more controversial stuff, apparently Diddy auditioned to play James Brown and Get On Up and lost the part to Chadwick Boseman. Thoughts on this?
I think I do recall hearing something about that. I think Diddy at one point dressed up as him, trying to get ahead of the marketing prior to his audition. But yeah, it's weird that that's the stuff that we're focusing on from this trial, but okay. So, all right. I mean, I think the better actor won out. I think we can all agree on that. So, okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of the cases where Chadwick Boseman was the best part of the movie. The rest of the movie was just kind of a shitty, generic biopic. So it's good that they got Chadwick Boseman, because if they got Diddy, then it would have just been a shitty movie all in one. So, I'm glad that they did that. But yeah, I think I think that was great. But yeah, the movie wasn't. I remember watching this because they're like, oh my God, Chadwick Boseman, and it turned out to be not that great. But what are you gonna do? Next up, we apparently and go off if you want to. Apparently, AMC will run even more commercials before movies. Apparently, AMC Entertainment's holding has agreed to run more advertising in its theaters, ending its years-long opposition to commercials that come right before each movie. The largest U.S. theater chain, AMC, reached an agreement with that company to run the spots, according to the statement on Tuesday. National Cinemedia owns and operates an ad network in major theater chains, including AMC, Cinemark, and Regal. Thoughts?
I'm interested to see exactly what they mean by this and how they're going to do it. I'm again, having 20-minute long trailers leading into then some weird dance sequence montage, then leading into an ad for Coke, then leading into an AMC ad with Nicole Kidman that we've been suffering through for the past 3 years. I'm wondering if they're just talking about the advertisements prior to all of that, or in addition to. So are we going to get Nicole and then an ad for Chevy? Or I'm curious.
I'm really curious.
I'm curious to see how they plan on doing this. But at the same time, I'm also looking at this, and anybody who was already on the fence and not a huge fan of going to the theater and spending their hard-earned dollars is going to read this and go, cool, never need to go to the theater again. So AMC, you're doing some punk-ass bitch moves lately, and it makes no sense, but good job continuing to drive people away from your theaters. What the shit?
But please spend $2 billion on putting an arcade in your theater, because that's totally what's going to bring people back to the theater.
Such a punk ass move. I don't understand.
All you need to do, just lower your prices. Lower the ticket prices. Lower the concessions.
I'm an AMC stan, but quite frankly, I have been to other theaters that do it far better, make life a lot easier, do it for cheaper, with a better experience overall. So I really don't get what the hell they think they're going to accomplish by doing this, because it's just ridiculous in my opinion. They're going to drive a lot of people away.
Oh yeah. The next thing is apparently G-Kids acquires North American distribution rights to Shin Godzilla. Now, if anybody who doesn't know, Shin Godzilla was the 2016 Godzilla movie that was prior to Godzilla -1, and this was the one that was reintroduced Godzilla into the modern world, and how that would affect how a Godzilla threat would affect the modern world. And it was kind of I think it was like a commentary on like climate change and stuff like that. But I still have yet to see it, but I've heard it's great. And so if we get this in theaters or distribution, whatever it is, if they sell the movie, then whatever it is, I will definitely try to see it, whether it's through DVD sales or theater or whatever it is. Awesome, great. I will try my best to see it because I've heard nothing but great things.
Yeah, agreed. I'm really looking forward to it. So hopefully it comes to my theater and I'll get a chance to check it out on the big screen.
Yeah. But hell yeah. Then final thing, my boy Mike Flanagan. Apparently the Amazon TV series sets its main cast of Mike Flanagan's Carrie. And we've gotten a lot of great stuff. So the series regulars are Samantha Sloyan as Margaret White, Allison Thornton as Chris Hargensen, Thalia Dudek as Emmeline, Amber Midthunder as Miss Desjardins, who's pretty young for that role, so I'm curious how they're going to do that. Josa Toda as Tina, Arthur Conti as Billy, and Joel Ouellette as Tommy. So, I'm super stoked for this. And obviously, Summer H. Howell will star as Carrie White with Sienna Agodong as Sue Snell, as well as Matthew Lillard as Principal Grail. So I'm very curious about this iteration. I felt that the original 1970s version is kind of overrated. It's a good movie, but I prefer the remake with that was directed by Kimberly Pierce. I really, really liked that film. I thought it was more in tune with the book and it understood more of the character and the story. So I really like that. So I'm curious how they will go about it with this film or this show. So thoughts? What are your thoughts?
Originally, when I saw that it was going to be a series, I was like, not another one. But then I kind of thought maybe it might be like a Welcome to Derry kind of situation. And that had me intrigued. But good luck to all of them, especially Matthew Lillard. My boy, love you, kid.
Yeah, I'm excited for Amber Midthunder. And even though she looks like a baby, yet she's going to be playing Miss Desjardins, who is a very, older character. So I'm curious how they'll make that work. So whatever it is, as enterprising, as long as it's good, that's yeah.
And that's fair.
But I think as long as it's better than the 2002 TV movie, then it's that's going to be a hard bar to succeed because for me personally, because I love the Chloe Grace Moretz one. That one was so good. It's so underrated. It's one of the best King adaptations. It's so much better than the original. The original is just a generic horror movie, but the remake really understood the character and what made that character work. So I hope that Mike Flanagan can do something very similar. So yeah, and as Mike Flanagan says, he can't wait for viewers to see Summer Howell in the title role, and we can't either because great stuff. Love to see it. Loving my boy Mike Flanagan. But that is it for Quick Hits, guys. So thank you for joining us. Let me turn off the music. I look so short. Let me adjust myself.
Just because I'm in a different chair.
But thanks for watching the news segment. Don't worry, we're going to be moving on to the proper movie of the week. Yeah, I know we did 3 reviews, but we're doing a proper review soon.
Gang.
But so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But we are moving on to the proper movie of the week with Karate Kid. A lot of this has been receiving a lot of mixed reviews. Some people say it's a welcome addition to the franchise. Some people think it waxed off itself. So Liz, I'll have you go first. You've been pushing the movie side, so let's hear your thoughts on the
Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, to quote Jay-Z, a New York native where this film takes place, fuck critics, you can kiss my whole asshole. All right. This movie was wonderful. Y'all don't know what the shit you're talking about. Why? Because you're mad that Ralph Macchio doesn't make an appearance until halfway through? Fucking who cares? Because Jackie Chan didn't fight as much as it made it seem like he would in the trailer. Who fucking cares? The movie was great. Gave you all the feels. Joshua Jackson was in it way more than I expected him to be. That was delightful. That was really nice. I have no thoughts other than this bitch ate and left no crumbs. So I don't want to hear it, gang. I don't want to hear it. Only true stans of Karate Kid understand and will appreciate this film as much as I appreciated it. So whatever. I thought it was great. I'm going to go ahead and give it a 9.5 out of 10, and I'll see it again happily.
Yeah, no, I think that this is, I describe this as the Halloween 3 of the Karate Kid franchise, where it's like, it wouldn't have gotten made if it didn't have the Karate Kid like title. But I feel like the best things about the movie were like the stuff with like Ben Wong's character and Joshua Jackson's character. Yeah. I really liked that relationship. I like the idea of a younger kid mentoring an older guy. I thought that was great. But in terms of everything, I even then, like the Karate Kid stuff, I was engaging and I still really liked that. And yeah. I think Ben Wong was excellent. I can't wait to see him in The Long Walk and Sunrise on the Reaping. This dude is gonna be a huge fucking star, and I can't wait because he was so good in this movie. I think like the whole cast. I mean, you have Jackie Chan, you have Ming-Na Wen, like you have Joshua Jackson. It was nice to see him again. It feels like it's been a minute since we saw that dude.
And we saw a lot of him. He was great. Even Billy Zabka makes a freaking appearance at one point.
I didn't want to
get out of here.
That part I didn't want to. That's kind of spoilery.
Well, they don't
but
know. It's fine. It's fine.
But I think all the Sadie Stanley, I think, was the name of the romantic interest. His Joshua Jackson's daughter. And then I like Artemis Knight and Tim Rosen as the villains. That I loved all of it because it's like Ben Wong is so fucking charismatic as Li Fong in this movie. He, like, every relationship he has in the movie is just so like enriching and great to see, and I love to see that. And like he was just endlessly likable and relatable and charismatic. I like how he already knew Kung Fu instead of like, oh, he has to learn everything in a week. It's like, oh no, he knows shit. Let's just add on to that. He needs to know a little bit more karate, maybe a little bit more defense. So let's try to go from there. And there was like, you have the, upsetting backstory. I like how Ming-Na Wen was this like generic bad guy of like, you don't do fighting, but it's like, at the same time, it's like it's a woman who's grieving over the loss of her son. So there is like that, and she's just trying to do what's best for Lee. I mean,
and the way they combined it, and with Miyagi and Ralph Macchio's story, it just, I think they did a really good job of connecting the two, and giving us this really nice, just kind of really a send off for the franchise, and I just really liked it a lot.
Yeah, and it's everyone's complaining like, oh, they sold Jackie Chan and Ralph Macchio too much. It's like, yeah, because their names. Nobody fucking knows who Ben Wong is right now.
They do now, Gabe.
They're not gonna. Yes, it does. And of course they're not gonna sell it. It's like, you know what? It's like, it reminds me of the original Superman movie and Batman '89. They're going to sell Gene Hackman and Marlon Brando, but they're not going to sell this fucking Christopher Reeve guy. We don't know who he is. Or Batman '89. Michael Keaton is the guy from Mr. Mom. They're not going to sell him as Batman. They're going to sell Jack Nicholson as the Joker. Like, that's who they're going to sell. So, of course, they're going to sell, one of the greatest, like, Chinese martial arts actors of all time with Jackie Chan and the original Karate Kid. Of course, they're going to sell that to the people and make that work instead of like the kid. But it's like, remember, if you go back to the front of the poster, who's still on the front of the poster? Ben Wong. He's still the front. He's still the focal point because he is the Karate Kid. you sell them on the Chan and the Machio, but you bring them in with the great and relatable story that this has. So yes, I do, and I like how the story, you know, felt different but the same. Like it's that traditional, like, this kid in an unfamiliar place needs to, you know, get the girl, win the tournament, and come out on top. Like, it's that traditional Karate Kid story, but at the same time, it does some things new. As I mentioned, you have Ben Wong, like, teaching Joshua Jackson boxing. Like, that was, I love that poster. Love that poster too. But you have that aspect. You have, like, kind of like a rocky relationship with the, you know, his mother, his friend / girlfriend. You have, like, all these different things that feel different, but, you know, it's the same but different. I don't really know. I guess that's kind of how it is. I love how one-dimensional the villains are. It's just like, they're evil. That's so 80s. Like, that is the quintessential 80s villain. Like, they're just assholes, and I love that. Like, we don't have, like, oh no, he wanted to blink out half the universe because of population control. No, fuck that shit. No, why? Because he wants to fucking kill people.
Always
and
have
just,
to
like,
bring
beat
it
the shit
there,
out of people. I love that. Give me more of that. I love one-dimensional bad guys. Sometimes you love the simple, like, I just want to hurt people because I can. I want to be evil because I can. I love that. Sometimes you gotta have that, and that's the perfect villain to have for this story. I'm not a huge fan of the music. I'm not a big rap guy, but, like, it works for the context of the movie and the story that they're trying to say. So I don't mind that. I think the pacing was a bit brisk, a little bit too brisk. Like, you could kind of see it kind of going through the motions a little bit too quickly.
Yeah, that's fair.
And some of the editing was a bit choppy at points. But honestly, I love this movie. I don't think it's not going to be like my top 3 of the year, but I think it's getting way too much hate for, like, no reason.
100%.
I feel like
100%.
a lot of the people are, like, expecting this to be, like, the next greatest fucking Best Picture winner, when that's just, like, not the case here. Same thing with Final Reckoning. I don't think, like, I think people were expecting, like, way fucking too much. It's just like, it's a Karate Kid movie. It's a fun, enjoyable movie. Everyone's like, oh, it's too predictable. It's like, yeah, this was meant to be the kid version of Rocky. The underdog.
I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, Dan. Yeah, I'd say I'd recommend it, dude.
I would give it like an 8.5. Like, it's like, I feel like there is some choppiness here and there, but for the most part, I think this was overall a great.
I feel like the
film.
people that are giving it hate are the people that never watched any of the other films. Because, like, there's got to be a disconnect there. There's no way.
But it was, I mean, for me, it was 60%. It was certified fresh for a little bit, and then it went back down to 59 rotten. So it's like, all right, fuck Kevin Marr. Fuck that guy. He was the one that brought it down to 59%. Fuck you, you loser. Anyway, but I thought this, again, it's a feel-good, wholesome movie, and I love that. So it's not as good as the first 2 movies or Cobra Kai, but it's, I mean, from what I've heard about the next Karate Kid 3, and the remake, it's way better than those. From what I've heard, they could be great for all I know. I haven't seen them, so I can't judge them, but from, you know, I've heard Karate Kid 3 and next Karate Kid are pretty bad.
I mean, Hilary Swank and Jaden don't make appearances, but I think it kind of would have been cool if they were somehow a part of it, or at least referenced. But oh well, missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's okay though. I feel like considering that not a ton of people like the remake, I get why they didn't have Jaden Smith, and Jaden Smith is, like, going off on his whole thing. Yeah. But nothing against him. He's just kind of doing his own thing now. I don't think he would have wanted to come back even if he was asked. So, yeah, I would say I would highly recommend Karate Kid Legends. The thing is, if you're upset not seeing as much Daniel, go fucking watch Cobra Kai. And also, a thing I did want to mention, spoiler alert, but Johnny Lawrence does come back at the very end of the movie, played by William Zabka. And I want to say this. It's amazing that this guy went from a hated, sadistic 80s villain. In my theater, he got applause. People were applauding William Zabka.
I purposely didn't meet him at Comic-Con years ago because I was like, why do I want to meet the bad guy? And now I'm praying that he comes back around again because I just love that dude. I was so happy to see him for those little 30 seconds at the end. It was great.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome. And keep in mind, Daniel, when Ralph Macchio came in, he got like a scattering. He didn't get applause. Like, oh, it was like, oh yeah. And then, but like,
we know
William
he's in it. Like, it's not a surprise like Billy was. So,
but yeah, people applauded in my theater 3 times when the Karate Kid logo came up before the epilogue, when Johnny Lawrence came in, and the end credits. People applauded 3 times in my theater. So I'm just saying, fuck the haters. Go see this movie. It's 94 minutes. It does feel quick, but it's not too quick. Like, so it's just like, if you want like a easy, quick little movie, then I would say go and watch this one. I don't know how long Lilo and Stitch is. I would imagine that's also pretty short. So
I think it was longer actually. Let me look it up.
But yeah, if you want an easy, quick movie, very digestible, very well done. I think it like has a lot of heart, very wholesome, very feel good. Need more feel good movies, and yeah, God, that's actually long, goddamn. But yeah, I love this movie. I think it would probably be. I don't know what it will be by the end of the end of the year, but it's in my like top 15, I would say, of the year. Like, I think it was great. I think it had a lot of things going for it, and I was a huge fan. So, and all the haters can suck my dick.
Mine too.
Yeah. Anyway. But thanks you guys for watching Movie of the Week. We will, be coming in. Hang on. Why is this not working? Anyway, I can't figure this shit out because my computer hates me. But but yeah, so go watch Karate Kid, guys. It's so good. It's so good. But the next thing we have to talk about, we got to get into DCU Daily a little bit. Talk about more Superman stuff and enjoy the hell out of the greatness of Superman and getting more people pumped for now. So much stuff. Dan, watch it. So many things. Anyway, I'm just Killer of Killers drops this weekend? Question mark. Yes, it does. I'm definitely gonna be watching that. I'm super excited. So yeah, DCU Daily. Hello. Thank you. So first things first, we have to talk about apparently Michael Rosenbaum. He's coming back. Allegedly. He addresses a potential appearance in James Gunn's DCU. He's got a great vision. So a lot of people are saying he has a small cameo appearance in Superman, which kind of weirdly makes sense because Guardians of the Galaxy, he had a small appearance in Volume 2 as the Ravagers. So it makes sense that he would like be like, hey, James Gunn. He'd be like, hey, here you go.
Hey, James Gunn.
Hey, can I have a role? He's like, yeah, sure, man. It would be really funny if like there was like a off-screen line said by Lex Luthor, but it was said by Michael Rosenbaum. I think that would be funny. That would be awesome. So yeah, I mean, he is also a major voice actor, so he's not just honestly, if he's like an off-screen like Wally West, that would also be funny. I don't think they would do that because it's like, oh, but we don't have the actor yet. So it's like, oh, let's have Michael Rosenbaum in there. I think that would be really funny. So yeah, great stuff. But what are your thoughts? Did you ever watch Smallville or no?
No, I know nothing about it other than some of the actors who are in it. That's about it.
Okay. But I don't know. I think this is, yeah, I mean, that's what everyone says. Still the best Lex, still the best Flash.
That's nice.
So yeah, I have no idea who you are. Great line. But yeah, I think Michael Rosenbaum come back. Like it's like a cute little thing. Like he's been part of the DC like universe since the 90s, technically. So I mean, he would like I think Wally West was one of his first like major roles, and then he would go on to play Lex Luthor, and so many people to this day consider him, the best Lex. So I think that's really awesome. And whoever he voices, I think it would be great to see. Love to see it. And yeah, I think that'll be a lot of fun. Bet he's robot number 8. Yeah, I know, because like Alan Tudyk is one, Michael Rooker is another, and then I think like I'm sure Palm Clementif is one. Like she's probably actually really 12 or whatever the hell. So it would be funny if he played Lex's dad in a sequel. Yeah, like that. I can see that. Like because John Glover also has like a major DC connection. He was in so many DC projects, so they could probably do that, make that work. That honestly, I mean, it would be like have Henry Cavill play Jor-El, like something like that. That could be really funny. Watch, he comes into Luther Corp and yells, "I'm the of this." I think he meant to say, "I'm the villain of the story." I'm the villain of the story. Yes, thank you for saying that. But moving on a bit, villain. Yes, I got what you were putting down. Enterprising. I haven't seen the show, but I know the memes, so it's okay. Enterprising, we still love you. It's okay. But yeah, we wanted to just address that real quick because who said it in the chat? I forget who said it in the chat, but somebody said it in the chat. So thank you for that. I think it might have been Enterprising. I don't know.
It was Hosea.
But thank you very much.
Hosea said it. Okay.
Oh, it's Hosea. Sorry, Hosea.
And in the chat.
Yeah, and making us all echo. Thanks for that. Anyway, we appreciate that. But moving on to the next big thing is apparently the alleged Clayface shortlist you have for the upcoming film to come out in September 11th, according to My Time to Shine. So it's probably bullshit, but apparently it's George McKay, Tom Blythe. Well, George McKay, who was in 1917, Tom Blythe, who was in Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, Jack O'Connell, who was in Sinners, and Leo Woodall, who was in something I don't know, but that guy. Now, considering that this is coming from another scooper, are you willing to believe this, or are you like, nah, fam, this is probably bullcrap?
I mean, I'd like to believe it, as I really like George. I like Tom. I like Jack. I mean, I would prefer Jack. I adore Jack. I'm not sure if I'm familiar with Leo, but I mean, I like this list. As also, really not knowing a whole lot about Clayface. But I mean, these are solid actors, so I'm here for it. I think any one of them would do a great job. So I hope some of it's true. I just don't know. I don't like these gotcha social media people, but I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see.
Yeah, whatever it is, but like it's one of those things where it's from a scooper. It's probably crap, but it's just a shame because it's like I think all of these guys would do a really good job. Well, except for Leo, because I just don't know who he is. But Jack O'Connell plays a great like villain. George McKay has played good guys, but also kind of anti-heroes. Tom Blythe was excellent, and I'm like, I remember I was watching Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. And I was like, who the fuck is this guy? Where the hell did he come from? He was so good in that movie. I mean, I can't wait for I think it was Ray Fiennes who's going to play him in Sunrise on the Reaping, Snow. But Tom Blythe was so damn good in that movie. Like,
yeah, he really was.
So I think all four of these guys would be great. It's just I don't believe this is because how young do they want this Clayface? I don't know. It seems like they want like I mean, all these guys are like in their early 30s, I think. So it feels like that they're gonna just go with like, since it's in the DCU, they're gonna go with someone who's younger, who's around the same age as Batman, maybe a little younger. Oh, but question for me: what do you think about the main actor being British? I mean, considering that like British actors are like usually considered way better than American actors, that doesn't really surprise me. But I hope the character remains American, because if this is true, even though I don't think it is, if it is true, and but I hope they keep it American. I don't know. That's just like what I mean. There's a lot of people that put say that's what are you talking about? Back, I thought these actors were for the Beatles movie. Well, I mean, George McKay, isn't he one of them? Isn't he going to be one of the Beatles?
I think so.
Yeah. So, I mean, it worked. Yeah, Denzel's American. Yeah. What about Denzel? He's an amazing actor. But like, I'm not just saying like, okay, you can bring up Denzel, you can bring up like but like a lot. It's pretty much been, there's been like studies about how like, in terms of how British actors like as a whole usually are better than American actors. Like, because American actors they don't really like study like true like film and acting anymore. It's just like, who looks pretty? Okay, throw them in front of a camera. Like, that's kind of what it is. It's pretty much true. But whatever it is, I don't think this is real. I would like for it to be real, but I don't think it is, because My Time to Shine, yeah, he's a little bit better than, the other guy. But if for me, top pick, I think either Tom Blythe or Jack O'Connell. I think they would be the best ones for the role. Liz, what is your top pick for the role here?
Jack O'Connell all day. I love that man. I love that man, especially after Sinners. Ooh, go ahead, baby. I hope he gets all the roles.
He was a bad guy in that movie. I hope you realize that.
But he was a hot bad guy. I'm not mad about it.
Okay.
I said what I said.
But but yeah, I think I think all, like, if we give this the benefit of the doubt and say, oh, this is true, I think they are looking in the right place, even if it's not like 100% true, and they're like, this is just the vibe of the actor they want, then awesome, great, perfect.
Thanks, Manos. I think we were confusing him with Harris. And quite frankly,
oh yeah, they look kind of the same.
Hey, what are you gonna
all
do?
white people look the same. It's fine. But yeah, I think but it's Scoopers, so you know how it is. You know how it is. You know how it is with the damn Scoopers.
Ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. Yes, thank you very much. Yes. But yeah, moving on to the next thing in regards to your boy, Joel Schumacher once said that when a child meets a superhero actor, they aren't meeting an actor, they are meeting the superhero. To them, it's all real. These kids literally meet Superman. So it's like, I mean, that video that they posted warmed my goddamn heart. It shows that, like, he deeply cares for the role. He deeply cares for, like, making sure these kids are, like, okay on set, like, champion of the oppressed and all of that. And this was just a very heartwarming video to see, and it's clear. It's like, because like, hey, are you in plays? He's like, no. He's like, are you doing a great job? Like, it doesn't sound like he's like talking down to them either. And they're all like, and then like the girl was like, he's really fun. And like, and then you have like all these. It's just like, yeah, there's this one time I met Cookie Monster, and it's just like this. He gets it. He gets it. Like yeah, again, like it's like going back to Henry Cavill. Like, it's just like just nice dudes that just want to see, like, just want to make sure that they're doing the best for the people around them, best for the kids that are, because it's awkward thing to talk about. Yeah, That was great. It's kind of an awkward thing in terms of should kids be in movies, should they be actors, and like that kind of thing. But even then, it feels like the David Cornsweet is like doing like all these right things in terms of like what not just what this character is, but like on like a filmmaking set, like of how to like work with kids. So I think that's why it's of course it's for the kids. Hell yeah. But love to see it. Thanks, Joel Schumacher. You're awesome. But yes, Rachel Brosnahan opens up about the reason why she wanted to portray Lois Lane in James Gunn's new DCU. She's an icon, and I'm standing on the shoulders of the brilliant women who helped bring her to life for different generations. I love that she's not always the most graceful in her pursuit, but that she's relentless for her quest for the truth. Almost like she's actually being an actual journalist. Crazy. Remember those? I think she's endured because it's inspiring to watch someone go to the ends of the earth for what they believe in. Sometimes, literally, in her case, it's also fun to watch someone like that get into trouble, which she often does, and have to rely on their own intelligence and instinct, and occasionally a Superman to come out on top. Yeah, that's again absolutely nailing it. Not just the characters, but like what they mean on and off screen. And it's just like, yeah, it shows like every part of this world is truly fictional. Yeah, obviously you can say the guy from space who gets powers from the sun and punch through walls, of course, but like a journalist hell-bent on the truth, that's definitely fictional. Are you kidding me? So great to see it. Love Rachel. When I heard that she was cast, I'm like, you couldn't have picked a more perfect Lois Lane in this day and age. So hell yeah, way to go for Rachel Brosnahan, getting it.
Yeah,
getting
absolutely.
it. But yeah, Superman for what was it? Yeah, obviously. Yeah, that's true. Thanks, Antonio. We appreciate that. But Rachel Brosnahan sounds like a 1940s actress, or is it just me? I mean, I think you've just watched a lot of Mrs. Maisel because that's like kind of the point. I think you just kind of hear that voice of watching that show, and then now you can only think of that when you hear her voice, which is fair. Like she did that role very well. I only watched one episode of that show. I'm like, oh yeah, this chick's Lois Lane. Like it's just like if Lois Lane was a comedian instead of a journalist. Like boom, there you go. Cosmic Fantasy for the win. Heck yeah. But yeah, absolutely love to see it. Thanks, Rachel Brosnahan. I know you will do a much better job than your predecessor. But that's just my opinion. But yeah, so apparently going on to the next thing, apparently Lex Luthor's foot soldiers are called Raptors in Superman. This was revealed in the Superman Friends and Foes children's book. Since it's canonical, it makes sense. Thoughts?
Yeah. I think it's a pretty badass name.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Cool outfit too. And then yeah, there you go. There's your boy. It's not the sunglasses. I know. Sorry that there's lack of sunglasses.
I'll take it. It looks all right.
Yeah, I felt Amy Adams was a very poor choice for the role.
Agreed.
I didn't buy her. She is comic book accurate Lois too. I mean, we're looking at like comic book accurate Lex Luthor right here. Like, damn. Let's effing go. Love to see it. Not much to say, but badass. And it looks like he's I think this is like in the scene where he's like going, get that the fuck. We don't fucking talk about that asshole in this chat. Get out of here. Anyway, I think this is from the scene where he's like breaking into the fortress, all that shit, a la Superman 2. So awesome to see. But can't wait to. I mean, here's the thing. I'm like on the fence of seeing Lex Luthor as a Superman villain again. However, he looks really good, and I can't wait to see it. I'm just saying, but James Gunn, if we're getting a sequel, give us fucking Brainiac. Please, for the love of God. If you give us General Zod, I'm sucker punching you right now. Give us Brainiac. Give us Metallo. Give us literally anything except Lex Luthor and General Zod again. Smolder. Yeah, double stroking beard action. Anyway, so apparently, gross, Tom King, but he saw this on the CBCC podcast feed. Apparently, this is from a Virginian Barnes and Noble. The summer of Superman is here, but guys, they're not doing any marketing. We swear. But yeah, it's showcasing all the great stories for Superman. You have the ones I could obviously you have Supergirl Woman of Tomorrow. I think Superman for All Seasons on the bottom. You have the Superman origin that Jeff Johns and Gary Frank did. You have All Star Superman up there, and you have a ton more. You have I think that's the Grant Morrison Action Comics run, if I remember correctly, and the Superboy, Silver Age Superboy. But yeah, awesome to see. Would you go out to your local Barnes and Noble, Liz, and go out and read any of these wonderful comics?
No.
Why not?
I don't have time. I just don't have the time, honestly. And again, I wouldn't know where to start. There's so much out there that for me to even attempt to get into it all, it's a little overwhelming to think about, but I just don't have that kind of time, gang. I really don't. Sorry.
All right, that's fair. At least Lex is going to be doing more than throwing kryptonite at him. Yeah. Although DC apparently officially partnered with Krispy Kreme. Here's the thing. Can we get a Krispy Kreme closer to my house? I don't want to have to drive 2 hours to get Krispy Kreme. Guys, I wanted the Pac-Man donuts. I want the Superman donuts, but I gotta drive 2 hours to a casino to get Krispy Kreme because that's the closest Krispy. Guys,
yeah, I'm not a fan of donuts, but I appreciate I'm not a fan of donuts, but I appreciate the difficulty that folks have, especially around here.
Yeah, it's guys, come on. Well, luckily I have the Dairy Queen near me, so when the Dairy Queen food Superman collab drops, I'm there, so I can go there. But guys, give us a Krispy Kreme. I want to see a goddamn Krispy Kreme nearer to me. Goddamn, because here's the thing: if I drive 2 hours and then I drive 2 hours back, those donuts are not surviving the journey. It's just I'm oh, I want to eat them in the comfort of my own house. Maybe I'm watching those donuts are not going to survive.
You're in the car.
Yeah, I know. That is just I mean, have you looked at me? Hello, I have man tits. Come on.
For goodness sakes.
So I get it. There's local donut shops and all that. Yes. The Superman ice cream. Yes, I want the Superman Blizzard. Is it going to destroy my teeth and give me the sugar shakes? Yes, yeah. But I don't care.
It might make you shit yourself too, but you know what? Worth it.
Worth it. Well, I'm not lactose intolerant, so I don't got to worry about that. But I want these donuts. Give me a Krispy Kreme close.
They do look really good. They look really good.
I love it's kind of that design look to it, where it's it's edible, but it's they clearly put time and effort into designing it. Yeah, God damn it, guys! Just why do you do this to me? Why do you do this to me? And and then in my hometown, we got a Chick-fil-A instead of a Wendy's. For shame, especially in the year of our Lord 2025, in the month of June. Yeah, it was established before June, but still. Anyway, Biz, Liam, Ace, all audition for Superman. I don't know what this is. What is this?
It was goofy. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know who these people are, and I don't know what this is.
They're what are they? Commentators? Yeah, they're commentators.
Oh, hockey. I don't give a fuck about this.
Yeah,
Dan,
it was lame.
I don't care. I don't watch hockey.
It was they were trying to do those old ESPN spots. That seemed kind of like what it was. That was the vibe, but it was kind of lame.
Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. I don't care. It's not funny to me. Moving on. Get this thing off my fucking screen. But next thing, you're not fun. Yeah, well, the people on the people here think I am. So anyway, want Superman Trap, here's where to find it. So if people want to like get all the very specific things you can get for the movie, it's Linktree right here. You can get the pens, you can get the watches, you can get the toys, you can get the plushies, you can get the lights, you can get all the McFarlane toys, you can get all things.
What's the site called?
It's Linktree, so it's just like a way to put all the links together, and like this is like, oh, this is where you can get everything, but it goes to different websites. So Linktree shop Linktree shop Superman. Well, I know because you're from Canada, so like obviously the poutines and the mooses. So I think it's for the end, and they were auditioning for. Okay, yeah, whatever. It's boring. It's stupid. Anyway, so dismissive, shaking my. Yeah, I am. I'm hosting. I can do whatever. I love the Hershey chocolate and Twix Krispy Kreme donuts because chocolate donuts are my favorite. Yes, that sounds based, and I wish I had that. Anyway, but yeah, good times. But the next biggest thing, the thing that's in the banner, yeah, there we go. We have our upcoming film. We have our character posters. I know this is like the big thing now. This is always like a thing you have to do. You have to have character posters. So we got the Superman one a while ago, but then we got one for Crypto. We got one for Robot number 4. Sure. Voiced by Alan Tudyk. I love how he got a poster. And then the glorious bowl cut. We got Guy Gardner. Look at how brilliant that looks. Look at how amazing that looks. And that definitely looks like a man who cuts his hair himself.
Yeah, he also needs to invest in conditioner because that stuff looks like straw on his head. Good gravy, gang.
It's almost like it's a wig or something. But hello, Fiona. Nice to see you. But yeah, Guy Gardner. Hell yeah. Bull cut. I posted specifically this character poster to my group chat, and my buddy was like, "That looks so fucking stupid." I love it. Yeah, it looks great. And then finally, we have there's one more, or there's two more. We got Mr. Terrific looking great, Eddie Gathegi. The unkillable mutant getting killed, but then getting resurrected as a DC character. Boom. There we go. Amazing. They did Captain Maul dirty? What? Mall? I don't know what that means. But yeah, and we get our first kind of look at the T-spheres. So that's awesome.
He's from Firefly. That's what he's talking about. Captain Mal. Nathan Fillion.
Oh yeah. The T-spheres look great. They kind of look like giant golf balls with underwear on them. I love it. Don't look at me like that. Anyway, and then we got Hawker. Like, I will say I like how it looks, but like she needs to go with the Batman eyeshadow thing because like just having like the helmet without like anything surrounding her eyes looks a little bit weird.
I was trying to figure out why I wasn't a fan. I think that's exactly it. There's something
it's like I understand
like the helmet looks funny on her face like that. Yeah.
A little bit. I think she needs yeah, and Lenny, who like R.I.P. We don't know what happened to her, but we miss her every day. But apparently, she doesn't love us anymore. I think she unsubscribed too. But she got really offended over the Christopher Nolan thing. But anyway, but yeah, it looks. I will say it looks a little bit awkward. Like they need to give her some eyeshadow. They need to do like the Batman thing where it's like have that on, but like. Do the thing that the old Batman movies did where if you like remove the cowl, the eyeshadow comes with it. Nobody really cares. So like I would say just do that because it looks a little weird. But outside of that, everything else looks great. I think, maybe it's just like I think maybe it's just like, oh, they're Justice Gang costumes and they're like early days, so like maybe they'll get better stuff later on, but for now, loving these looks. I will say Crypto's eyes look a little bit weird here. They're not dark enough, but outside of that, looks great. I'm loving these posters. Loving to see it. I'm really happy that we're getting the stuff. We are truly getting some. And speaking of, I need to buy my dog the dog scarf. Hopefully, it's not sold out.
There, if you go to that link tree, I was just shopping a little bit there. They have a couple of sweet dog things, collars, bowls, all kinds of fun accessories for your pups.
Oh yeah.
It's
Oh
very
my
cute.
god, that holy shit, that jacket looks amazing. Oh my god, I can't fit in it, but like I want it. I want it. It's mine. Anyway. And then of course you got all the Funko Pops and all that crap. Oh, and they even have a pet collar. Oh my god, this is great. I want that scarf though. Hopefully I can hopefully yes, they still have it. Okay. Yay. Um And then of course they have the plushies and the McFarlane toys, and it's mainly toy links. It's so yeah. Oh yeah, the baby
Ew,
Joey.
no.
Yeah, let's get him off the screen. Let's get rid of that. I understand, but like yeah, great stuff. Loving this. This is that take my money meme. Yes. Yes. Hell yes. I don't know what else to say, but hell yes. I'm writing and directing The Authority. Thank you.
Somebody has to.
Thanks. Well, as long as it's not Andy Muschietti, you know. But our metahumans arrived this summer in Superman. So yeah, we got all the metahuman posters today. So I know somebody was, I think maybe it was Jose, maybe it was somebody, maybe it was Enterprising, who knows. That they wanted to see more. They wanted a Lex poster. They wanted a Lois Lane poster. So I assume we'll be getting those like eventually. But we got like all the ones with powers. We got Mr. Terrific, Hawk Girl, the Justice Gang, and then Superman, and all that stuff. So yeah. But wanted to know what John thought about the metahuman definition. By the way, we have the conversation that Justice Gang is not an official name, but it's a nickname. Yeah, that's a very guy thing to do. Yeah, that makes sense. But they did release it in that toy commercial that they were called the Justice Gang. So it's officially a name, but I love that. So this is James Gunn talking about the whole metahuman thing. It's human-like with extraordinary, often paranormal abilities, variety of sources, including magic, science, magic, alien origins, mutation, proficiency. Therefore, 4 is probably not a metahuman, but Terrific arguably is. Crypto is meta, but I won't say he's not human because he might read this. I would say like, yeah, but like it works. But I think metahumans, he's kind of pushing the idea of a metahuman, because I always personally viewed metahuman as some like a person who was born human who got their powers through another means. Like the Flash got his powers, or like someone who was born with like abilities, but like it's strictly human. Because the thing is, Superman isn't human; he's an alien. So calling him a metahuman doesn't really work. So yeah, I did see that. That's why we're probably going to be getting other character posters. But yeah, I just think metahuman, he's kind of pushing the definition a little bit, but we'll live. It's fine. He's the fucking head. He can do whatever he wants. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay. It'll be okay. But I view it as more like science, magic, mutation, divinity. Maybe not proficiency, but like technology based. Like I always viewed it as sort of like a mutant, like kind of like what the X-Men are. Like that, I view that as like in my head, like kind of like a metahuman. Somebody who like eventually gained their powers through some kind of means. But yeah, I think it's whatever. I think it like kind of worked with the definition he came up with. Will Guy Gardner be doing any gardening in the movie? No, that's just his name. It's like, oh, his name is Smith. He's going to be a blacksmith in the movie. Doesn't make sense. You forgot the Metamorpho poster. Did Metamorpho get a poster? I didn't see one. Hang on. Let's see.
If he did, we don't have it.
Yeah, there he is. You forgot to mention it as one to come soon. Well, no, I think hang on. No, I think we got it. Hang on. Let me I know, sorry guys. There it is. See? Bam, there we go. Metamorpho. He wasn't in the original 6. But yeah, sorry about that, Manos. We got it right here. So Anthony Kerrigan as Metamorpho, looking awesome. So hell yeah. This reminds me of the old sci-fi movies. The only poster I want. So yeah, awesome. Great. We didn't forget. I mean, we forgot, but like we rectified it. It's fine. It's fine. We got it. We're good. There you go. Boom. Rex Mason this July. Just giving Grant Morrison vibes. Yeah, that's funny. But yeah. But don't we have a tier list to do? Yes. Okay, he released it when we went live. Yes. All right. We have a tier list to do, Dan. Come on. Chop. Let's do that. But yes, thanks for watching DCU Daily. We didn't have a ton today, but you know, we had a good enough. We had a good enough. So hell yeah. Next up is tier list time. Crypto, Metamorpho, and Ultraman. I tell you to lay off the drugs. Yeah, honestly, yeah. But hi, I'm John. Welcome to Tier List Tuesdays. And here we have Lizz eating something because Dan has really poor timing. But hang on. So here's the thing. We've gotten a ton of marketing for this movie. However, we haven't grabbed every single piece of marketing because new stuff gets revealed every single day. So we don't have every single bit, but like we got like 17 things. So it's like we tried our best, guys. So I apologize if we didn't get everything, but we're going to be ranking the Superman marketing. So let us jump right into it. And we are going to be, this is the live version, and I got to be careful because you can't, you can't put it on the wrong thing or else it'll, be put on the wrong tier list and then you can't change it. But the first thing we have here, I don't know why these aren't in order, but like the first thing we have is the behind the scenes featurette, which was in like mid-April. We thought we were getting a trailer, but it was just a behind the scenes featurette that like had David Cornsop being like, I have my underwear on the outside. It's so freeing. And then you had the obviously the talking heads of like the interviews and all of that. So with that, and it also obviously it had behind the scenes stuff like, oh, today was the first day of shooting, this was this thing, this was that thing. I would say I would put that in I would put that in S tier. I would say S tier. That was a really good yes, top tier list away, spared no expense. But yeah, I think 100%. I think the behind the scenes featurette was definitely S tier. I think that was a great piece of marketing because it showed like, hey, I like seeing behind the scenes stuff. I like seeing the all that stuff. But yeah, then the behind the scenes images. Well, just typical behind the scenes images. I think the featurette is a little bit more interesting, especially prior to the movie coming out, because that's something you see like maybe after the movie comes out, but usually you see behind the scenes images, and I think they're pretty cool. I forgot you can't do that. So I would say that's A tier. That's A tier. So yeah. That's awesome to see. And then next up we have those the Diet Funko Pops of the Burger King toys. And yes, you guys can vote on this too. I know you had something to say about this, Liz. What was your thoughts on the Burger King toys? Where would you maybe put that on the tier list?
I like them. I actually am starting to get into like the smaller Funkos just because I'm running out of room in my house and how many of the
I didn't know they had
originals do you
smaller.
need? Yeah, I have a couple of those. So I like them. I'm actually interested in possibly heading over to Burger King and pick them up. You can buy the toys without getting a meal. So I'm probably going to do that if I were to get any of those. But yeah, I like them a lot. I'd put them up. I'd put them a little high on the list. Maybe definitely not S tier, but mid-range for sure.
I think I'd put them in A tier. I think they're a good A.
Well, and I think it's cool that, I feel like we don't really see a lot of advertisement for toys anymore, be it with Happy Meals or Burger King Kids Meals. So I think it's cool that they're getting into it. It's very kind of nostalgic.
I don't know. I don't think so, because that picture was taken that's on the thumbnail, the one right here. This was taken in like a Burger King Mexico. So I don't know if it's available here yet or available somewhere, but yeah, I'm not totally sure yet. But in terms of stuff that unfortunately hasn't come out yet, is Superman Dairy Queen. That's S tier. Yeah, I'm a whore for Dairy Queen. I'm a whore for a good Blizzard. So give me that. I'm so excited for that. And the thing is, I don't. The Dairy Queen near me is only like a kiosk type thing. It only offers ice cream, so I need to go a few towns over to get the actual food.
Well,
so,
they already started using the the cups and stuff.
The cups and stuff.
The marketing.
Yeah.
So they're already trying to roll it out, which is cool.
But yeah, Dairy Queen, hell yeah, that's S tier. The Ferris wheel pens. Now, in terms of that, I think those are really cool. I love the inks. It's kind of has this sparkly, kind of ink vibe, and I really like that. However, from what I've heard of these fountain pens, I've heard they're very good. In terms of the ink themselves. However, I think these look pretty cool. Would I get one? I don't know, but
yeah,
I really like them. I don't know if I would get them. I don't even know what that is. I would probably put it in B tier because I think.
Yeah, I like them a lot. I just don't know that there's a huge market for something like that.
No. Now, here's the thing. I love the fossil watches. If I could, I would put them in S tier, but they're also $250 a piece, so I'll bump it down to A tier. Fuck you. You gotta bankrupt my wallet just to give me a watch, even though I want that watch so badly.
They were pricier than even I anticipated, and I'm a fossil fan. So, but I'm thinking about getting one. I really like them.
These are the two watches I wear. Both of them are Fossil watches. So, I love Fossil. I think they make great watches, but guys, this is for a Superman movie. Nobody's dropping $250 for a Superman movie. Come on now. I mean, I might convince Stan to, to have it on the expense report.
I think people will. Yeah, I think people will.
Yeah, write it off as a business expense.
Christmas gifts.
But yeah, I still love it, but it's guys. Here's the thing. If it were up to me, I put Funko Pops in D tier because I hate Funko Pops. But I know you like Funko Pops. What if we meet in the middle and say B tier?
I mean, they're A for me, but fine. I already know which ones I'm purchasing, but whatever. Y'all want to be
putting it in B tier because I fucking hate Funko Pops, but
they're more reasonably priced than your Fossil watches. I'm just saying, and I'm a fan of both.
Well, at least Fossil watches have an actual use. It uses to tell time. Funko Pops, you just fucking put that thing on a shelf somewhere, and then it never gets touched again.
Decorate my shelf. You have decorations on your shelf. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah. Anyway, but the Golden Biscuit sweepstakes, love that. I love it so much. It's a chance to actually see the movie before anybody else, but the thing is, the odds are like not in your favor. So I was gonna say S tier, but like I'm gonna probably put A tier because it's unfortunately like the chances of winning that are like minuscule. Also, what are you doing? Get my thing anyway. But Krispy Kreme S tier. Yeah, I have to drive 2 hours, but I'm just saying in general, Krispy Kreme, that's S tier. And then give me that. I'll take that. I'll take it all day. So next up is the look up advertisements, which is like the city specific ones like Cleveland, London, New York, look up. And I think that's very clever, and it showcases
smart, yeah.
something really good for like it's just like it's nice how it's like it's catering to certain cities, even though it's usually the same advertisement. It's just like the city changes. I think it's cute. I'll put that in A tier. I think that's a good A tier thing. And then the McFarlane toys thing is, I'm not really an action figure guy, but they look really cool. Like, and I liked that advertisement that they use, and they look good. They look good for what, and
they do look, yeah, they look like him, and McFarlane always pulls out quality. And for me, I think they're kind of pricey as far as action figures are concerned, but and the same. I like Funkos. I don't really care for action figures, but they do look, they look right. They look good.
Yeah, I would say
they are.
I would. Like, considering Funko Pop, for me personally, I would put that in D tier, so this is way above that. But I would probably put it in B tier because, again, I'm not a big action figure guy. Like, but it's definitely very cool. Milkbone, doggos, S tier. You don't have to fucking tell me. You're not gonna tell me twice. S tier. Dogs, S tier. Easy. Boom. There we go. Don't even have to say anything. The posters, as we just talked about, the only like weird looking part of the poster was the Hawkgirl poster, and then Crypto's eyes look a little bit strange, but outside of that, amazing posters. S tier. Boom. There we go. Perfect. Shaq and the end again. Like that's A tier. That's A tier. Like just seeing Shaq, like just like go like this in the middle of the commercial, and then it's just like, I don't know. Like, it's just like, it's funny to see like Steel being in a Superman ad. This is what they should have done for the Super Bowl, but that's just me personally. So yeah, great to see. I mean, Shaq is it's just a wholesome dude. So like, love to see it. Love Shaq. He's awesome. So yeah, and then the sneak peek. Now we're getting into the trailers. Now the sneak peek, I would agree with the one vote here. I would say that's probably A tier. Like, it's amazing, but I prefer the clip. Like, all of it was very good. It's just like most of it was just the same footage outside of the clip that was like with Crypto taking him to the fortress and all that. So it was mostly the same. But still great to see. Then next up we have the teaser, S tier, trailer, S tier. Both of those easy S tiers. But yeah. So most of the marketing has been great. I mean, I put Funko Pops in D because that's far lame. But well, let's see what the most votes. Everything is the only thing that's in B tier. In terms of most votes is Ferris Wheel and McFarlane. Whoever put Funko Pop in S, you can suck my dick. And then the average vote is, guys, come on, Golden Biscuit. It's a chance to see the movie. But yeah, this is awesome to see. I'm gonna be doing my own thing later on. But that's it. Looking at all the close up and personal. Dan has to show off all the things he worked. He worked on these for like 6 hours straight. So he's like, all right, I got to show this off. He's
yeah. I mean, come on now.
Show it off. It's fine. I mean, they're very good. They're great. I thought for a sec I thought you used old like thumbnails. I'm like, oh, okay, but no, you actually worked on every single one. So hell yeah, that's great. loving to see it. Loving all these loving all this marketing. I know they dropped the ball with Super Bowl, but I think they've more than made up for it, and it's awesome to see. Yes, Dan speaks. He's here. I don't know why he didn't join us. The reason he didn't join us at first was because he was going to go see How to Train Your Dragon. Then he said no. So, like, I don't know why Dan didn't want to be a part of this. I don't think Dan loves us anymore, guys. I think he hates us now. So, you know, thank you, Dan, for your hard work. Yes. You're welcome. But yeah, that's the average road. But this is my list. But nothing below B tier outside of Funko Pops. But I had to like give Liz the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, awesome.
Oh, notice how he's. Apparently I have no vote on any of this. So okay, it's John's.
Well, you're the one that says I don't care, no, whatever. So I'm like, all right, I'll take the reins here. Okay. You're the only one that has something on Funko Pop and Dairy Queen. But come on, Dairy Queen, that's S tier. Like, even you gotta agree with that. You're the one that's eating Dairy Queen constantly behind camera. So, like, you know, I'm just saying, Dairy Queen's excellent. Anyway.
You're spiraling because you know I'm right, but it's fine.
But Dan is having a bad hair day. It's like, it's lopsided. He has to, like, do a whole thing. Anyway. But yeah, that is it for Tier List Tuesday. Oh, let's do that, and let's turn this damn music off. Let's get that the fuck out of here. I'm sick of that music. Anyway, so thanks for watching Tier List Tuesdays. We still have a little bit of the show, so don't you worry. Still just a tiny bit left. We are going to be going to the previews, and the first preview being Ballerina, or the full title that nobody on earth is saying, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina. So I'll go first this time. Liz has gone first enough. I'll go first this time. I'm on the fence about this movie. I want to be more excited for it, and I'm relatively am. Like, I like Ana de Armas, Keanu coming back as John Wick before the inevitable 5th movie. You got Ian McShane coming back, but you also have Daryl from Walking Dead. You got Norman Reedus in there, and you got Gabriel Byrne, legendary actor, and then you even got Lance Reddick for this. I think this would be technically his final appearance as the character, because this movie takes place in between 3 and 4, and 4 we know he is killed, which was very sad in the theater. But you know, I'm on the fence because
but he passed away in real life as well. So
no, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
the reason that it hit harder was because he did actually, unfortunately, pass away in real life. So the death in the film hit even harder. But this is his, because we all thought that his final performance would be in that 4th movie, but nope, it's going to be here. So I'm on the fence about this because it looks awesome. It looks really interesting. It looks cool, but at the same time, there was a lot of production problems. There was allegedly some bad test screenings that Chad Stahelski had to come in and like reshoot half the movie. So I want this to be good, but at the same time, I'm a little worried that it's gonna be kind of like a hackneyed kind of movie. But at the very least, we're gonna have Ana de Armas to look at, so I'm not gonna complain too much. Anyway, Liz, what are you? Oh, hey, look, Pedro. Is Pedro even in this movie? Why is he here? Get out of here.
He might be. You never know. I mean, I love all the John Wick films. I agree with the majority of the fans that 3 was a little lackluster. I didn't care for Halle Berry's character pretty much at all. So I'm concerned about this one. Like, it seems like they can only write for men. They can't write for women. But we'll see what happens. I like her. She's hit or miss as far as the films that she's attached herself to. Like, Blonde is absolutely atrocious. But it looks like she did the work. So I'm happy to see. It seems like Keanu is going to be in it a lot more than we originally anticipated, probably because of those reshoots like John was talking about. So we'll see what happens, but I'm definitely going to see it. I'll be seeing it this weekend when it comes out, and hopefully it doesn't disappoint. But
and the people
I'm a
for
John
the
Wick
early
fan all day.
screening,
So
and the people for the early screening tomorrow. So whoever's gonna be seeing that. They're going to be seeing it tomorrow. And then there was
Yeah.
also the stuff with the reviews for this movie where it was like, oh, only if your reviews are positive can you reveal it on the internet, but if they're negative, you have to wait until the day of the movie. And it's like, that's
Margot. Okay.
alarming and not
Yeah, that's a
great
little.
if the movie
That's
is
kind of
bad.
sketchy. Yeah.
So yeah. So, well, that's just like what was said to like people who in like early screenings, test screenings, and all that. So, like, I don't know if that was like an official like NDA kind of thing, or if it was just a suggestion where it's just like, hey, don't talk about the movie if it's negative. It's like
Yeah, but
that
that's very
impedes my
telling.
freedom of
Yeah.
speech, so you can suck my
Yeah.
ass. So, you know,
That's the
I
whole
want to be
point of
excited, but
reviews,
I'm very
test
cautious.
screenings. Yeah.
So I'll try to have faith. I mean, I'm excited for like the prequel show and the fifth movie and all that, but this is
Yeah.
I'm cautious. I'm cautious.
No, I am too. As much as I am looking forward to it, I'm not expecting to love it.
Like, I don't think it'll be a bad movie. I think this will be like on the like John Wick Chapter 2 kind of level, which in my opinion, that's my least favorite John Wick movie. It's which is not a bad movie. It's just like it's good, not great. For me,
Yeah.
my favorites are 1 and 3. But I think 4 had a lot of intriguing bits in it, but it's uh it's probably like above this. For me, it's 1, 3, 4, 2. Like that's how I would uh do the movies. Like 4 had a lot of great stuff in it, but I feel like it went on too long and it kind of loses a bit because it's like, oh, it turns out he's alive and we're making a 5th movie. It's like, all right, well, there goes that. But yeah, I'm cautious, very cautious. But
Yeah.
let's move on to the next thing, the thing I'm actually the most excited about out of all of these, most definitely. And that is Life of Chuck. Yes, Mike Flanagan's newest film. The first time that the director has been isn't doing a horror movie, because usually our boy is doing a horror movie, but this, even though it's a Stephen King adaptation, which he is very good at, has done a lot of in the past, it's going to be more, it's a surreal, abstract drama. It's got a stacked cast. It's been described as like this beautiful, feel good, like profound, wholesome film. So yeah, I mean, and as well as the Dark Tower series, if that's still happening. But yeah, Mike Flanagan is a busy man, and this is his glorious return to film, because I don't even remember the last time he did a film. I don't know. It might have been a long, because he's mostly been on Netflix, like doing the miniseries and TV shows
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So yeah, this is my friend saw this for Mystery Movie Mondays for his Regal, and he loved it. He thought it was fantastic. He's like, I can see people like average moviegoers not loving it because it's very weird and surreal, but I'm super stoked for it, and it's got an amazing cast, amazing director, amazing writer. Just it looks like a movie that needs to be made. I feel like that's the vibe I'm getting from this. Plus, it's got Karen Gillan. Who doesn't love Karen Gillan? Who doesn't love Tom Hiddleston? Who doesn't love Chiwetel Ejiofor? Like, it even has Mia Sara. Remember Mia Sara? Yeah, nobody does, but like, she's coming back for this. Hello, nice to see you again. But love to see it. Thoughts on this?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Just like you said, it's got a stacked cast. I mean, Mark Hamill's in it. He speaks very highly of this film. They're talking about Tom Hiddleston has a little dance sequence in there. I mean, I love pretty much every actor that's attached to it. So I'm also going to check that out this weekend as well. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, like there was like that's the thing that's definitely being showcased a lot in the trailers is breaking down his dance moves and if he'd ever do a musical. So I thought that was pretty cute. I mean, look at that face. How can you not like that face? Look how giddy he is. That's just great. Love Tom Hiddleston. But Enterprising say again, it's an adult Paddington. So that's That's pretty awesome. But yeah, this definitely the thing that like obviously I was going to see this no matter what because I love Mike Flanagan, but the fact what really sold me on it is like, oh, it's a modern day, It's a Wonderful Life. Plus, it's got Matthew Lillard in it. Boom, there we go. Liz was now Liz than she was before. So there you go. But love to see it. Can't wait. But we do have one final preview to talk about, and that is your boy Wes Anderson in the Phoenician Scheme.
All you haters better not even bother in the chat. I don't want to hear shit. I love Wes Anderson. I don't give a flying. I can't wait to see this. Also on the docket for this
you
weekend.
Can't give a flying, and they're in an airplane.
I don't give a flying. Don't even try it.
Well, they're giving a flying because they're in an airplane right now.
I'm with you.
I think Wes Anderson is a director I respect a lot. He's not my personal cup of tea, but I respect. I respect a lot of his movies. I think Grand Budapest Hotel is a great movie, and I thought Royal Tenenbaums was pretty good. Everything else I've seen from him, I haven't really loved. But maybe I'll catch this. Probably not. Maybe I'll catch one of his older movies. That's like on streaming somewhere. Maybe I can watch that for free instead. But here's the thing. I respect it, like, because he's a guy with a vision. He does that vision, and that's awesome. And plus, he's the only guy, apparently, in all of fucking Hollywood that knows how to use color. Wow, that's amazing. It's not sepia or gray tone. It looks like someone took a shit on the lens. Amazing. Color, actual color. I want, in the spirit of Pride Month, I want every movie to look like Pride threw up on the lens, and that's what I want to see, and that's what Wes Anderson does, and I love to see it. Because of that, I respect him and his vision, even though I don't love all of his movies. But you know what? I respect that. And you know what? There's enough people. You got stats casts every time. You got Bryan Cranston, Tom Hanks, Michael Cera,
and
all the
clearly
people.
that says a lot about him as a director, that these people want to continue to come back. They want to be a part of everything that he does.
Yeah.
That speaks volumes. Yeah.
Just like so many legends just coming in and
I love
wanting
you,
to
Wes.
work with him.
I love you. Can't wait.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
Yes.
For this film.
Benedict Cumberbatch. But yeah, the Phoenician Scheme.
Isn't it pronounced Benedict Cumberbatch? Isn't that the?
Yes, it's Benedict Cumberbatch, but that's the whole thing, Dan. Is we all mispronounce his name on purpose. Just like he can't say penguin, we're gonna call him Benedict Cumberbatch.
Penguins. I will say, if
penguins.
there's your girl Halle Berry. I will say, like, if I had a choice between, in terms of upcoming Benedict Cumberbatch movies, I'd watch this way before the fucking Roses remake.
I love the Roses. I'm so excited for the Roses.
Terrible.
Did you see the original film? You can't say that if you haven't seen the original film that it's based on.
No, I'm just saying that the remake as itself, as that is a remake, and I read the synopsis of the original movie.
It gets a good response. The trailer gets a really good response in all my theaters whenever people see it, especially when they're talking to their therapists. So I don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking forward to that movie too.
It's just like,
I love Olivia Colman. Please, anything she does, I'm doing.
Here's the thing: I don't mind mean-spirited movies, but like that looks too mean-spirited even for me. And I'm like, like,
hey, they're sticking.
Is spousal,
the original
is
film.
Domestic abuse funny now? Is that the joke? Like,
it was in the original film. It's a dark comedy.
That was in the 80s. It was still okay to say the N-word back then. So, like, you know, it's, I don't know, like, if that's like a really judge all, and I don't know. But yes, because ex-Benedict Cumberbatch.
I mean, it's. I feel like the Roses is like just what ex-husbands and wives wish they could do to one another, like during a divorce proceeding. So like this is just that manifested.
Well, like maybe psychopaths who divorce each other, but I don't know
about a lot of those out there. People. But anyway, Wes Anderson, The Phoenician Scheme, can't wait for it. I will also be checking that out this weekend. I have 5 films to see this weekend, so I'm really looking forward to this.
But stacking it. But I can't wait for Life of Chuck. Ballerina, I'm like iffy about. I'm probably not going to see this. No offense. Hey, at least I'm not a fucking Wes Anderson hater like Dan is. All right, like give me that. I put Wes in the A tier when I think we did the directors. So I'm just gonna say that he put that in like he put it in like D tier. All right, so like I'm just saying. Also, high figure drawing. Wes is fire. Yes, he is, but he's personally not for me. I'm just
and that's fine. That's fine.
But I respect him as an artist. I respect him as a director, and I respect the fact that he just has this vision every time and does it. And you know what? That's awesome. Like in a world where like fucking Martin Scorsese struggles to like make a movie nowadays, it's like it's nice that like somebody can in this day and age in a theatrical experience, in a proper theatrical experience. Boom, there you go. Way to go, man. But that's it. That's it, guys.
That's it.
And we did exceed the 2-hour limit. Sorry, Dan. But you weren't quick with the links. It's like just fucking go to the next one. It's like cool, great, and then you just want to stay on it. Like, come on. That's why I was like doing my own thing. Anyway, but make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure to get those comments in so you can appear on the show on Friday. All the comments we can get, all the comments we can show. Even if you post live, make sure to have those comments, make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell, because I know you don't get it in the subscription box, so you got to click the bell. I get it, it's annoying. Plus we have weird times. We were supposed to go on at 8, but something fucking came up, so I had to be on at 9, so I apologize. So yeah, but we still love each and every one of you. We appreciate y'all. Thank you for stopping in. And remember, Wes is fire.